to the Self-Delivery Network. This is Dr. Michael Uche-Obasi, an obstetrician gynecologist, fellow with Southern College of Surgeons, and a student of the Word of God. And I'm the one anchoring this program, Dr. Mike and you. You're welcome. Thank you for viewing us. Thank you for being part of this program. I sprinkle everyone that is listening and seeing us the blood of Jesus, myself, and the network. The blood of Jesus redeems us from corruption and from deception of the enemy. We'll hear the word of God, we'll hear the way it is, the truth, and abide by it and get solutions to the delivery challenges of the world in the name of Jesus. Thank you, Lord, for hearing us in Jesus' name. Amen. Today we're going to discuss, we're still talking about preparing for self-delivery. But today is part 7. Last week we talked about wombs that have a scar, the challenge of wombs that have a scar, wombs that are weak, and how we can prepare to avoid calamities of uterine rupture and other problems that may arise, excessive bleeding. But today we're going to talk about wombs that carry fibroids. How do we prepare for self-delivery for wombs that carry fibroids? Women that have uterine fibroids coexisting with pregnancy. How do we prepare to have them safely delivered? Now, this preparation is in many phases. We have the preparation that the physicians who are taking care of this woman should make. We also have preparation that the patient herself, the client herself, the pregnant woman and her husband have to make. And first of all, we start with the preparations that the institution, the hospital, or the caregiver, or the child attendant, the preparation he or she has to make sure that this woman that has fibroids come out of this fibroids and pregnancy alive and well. Now, what are fibroids? Fibroids are benign tumors that we see occurring in the womb, especially in women that delay childbearing, or women that postpone childbearing, or women who went into childbearing a little bit later than usual. So such women can have fibroid develop in their wombs. And there are various places the fibroid can occur in the womb. The womb has various parts. We have the body of the uterus, we have the cervical area of the uterus. We also have the serosa, the covering of the uterus. We have the muscle layer, we have the endometrial plates. So fibroids can occur in the muscle layer. When it occurs in the muscle layer, we say the fibroid is intramural. Fibroids can occur in the just under the serosa, that is the covering of the womb, or the membranous covering of the womb. And we can say that that fibroid is subserous fibroid. And sometimes the subserous fibroid can become pedunculated. Just like this picture here, this fibroid is pedunculated. A subserosal fibroid is occurring, arising from under the skin of the womb, under the serosa of the womb, and the subserosal. This one is also subserosal, that we say is intraligamentary, intraligamentous fibroids, developing around the broad ligament of the uterus. This, now the one that is here is a submucous fibroid, is just occurring under the inner lining of the uterus. That is submucous fibroid. And then there's this one that is being extruded from the womb. It's coming out of the womb. It's submucous, but has developed a pedicle, that's developed a stalk that's holding it, and it's attempting to come out of the vagina. This one causes a lot of bleeding, especially during menses and all that. Sometimes it can cause intermenstrual bleeding that occurring in between menses. This one is another submucous fibroid, but it's inside the interior of the uterus inside the endometrial cavity itself. So this submucous, this another submucous, we have intramural fibroid here. That is the one occurring in the muscle layer of the uterus. So these various forms of fibroid have various challenges that accompany them. Now, a woman successfully has a baby inside this womb and is surrounded by these masses. There are a whole lot of challenges that can occur. Sometimes the pregnancy may not last. That's why some people have recurring miscarriages from this, especially the submucous fibroids and the large intramural fibroids. Sometimes the pregnancy will succeed in implanting, becoming growing, but to some extent the growth may be hampered by the presence of fibroids, and the baby dies in utero. We call it intrauterine fetal death sometimes. And when it occurs, the woman will still have to be delivered for the baby. And then sometimes you have intrauterine growth restriction because of the space available to the child to develop. The space is restricted by fibroids. Sometimes these fibroids are accompanied by what we call adenomyosis. The womb musculature becomes stiff and plastic-like and doesn't allow for expansion of the womb as the baby grows and needs some more space. There's not much space. The baby now develops, becomes what we call restricted, has a restricted growth. We call it intrauterine growth restriction. Sometimes baby may have challenges of the feet, polypes equinovirus, maybe where the baby puts feet, places feet, there's not much space to turn. Baby is not turning, and so the feet become deformed. Some babies come out, their face is flat, flat face due to fibroid. You can see this particular baby, see the feet, the polypes equinovirus is due to there's no space for the baby to move the leg, so the leg remains in one particular position, in an abnormal position, and develops. And then you now have this, which should be corrected by orthopedic surgeons. So we discovered that fibroids accompanying pregnancy brings a lot of challenges. If the pregnancy does not go, even when the pregnancy stays, baby stage grows to maturity, there is still challenges concerning delivery. Because some fibroids that are occurring at the cervical area, the lower part of the womb, those fibroids that occur at the lower part of the womb can stop that baby from coming out during labor. So it brings about prolonged labor. Prolonged labor. Fibroids like this, as at the cervical area, towards the exit point of the baby. Baby has to come out through this place. And so towards that exit point, there's a fibroid occupying that space, and you can see two fibroids here. So it will not allow that baby to pass, through the normal process of vaginal delivery, normal process of labor. So the woman has prolonged labor, and a lot of babies stay abnormally because of fibroids. They stay transversely, or them come with a footling breach. They bring their leg coming out, trying to attempt to come out. So all these challenges will necessitate a cesarean section. And the cesarean section is usually very bloody because of the fibroids, a whole lot of vascularity. The womb is full of blood vessels. The womb is full of vessels, full of blood. And attempting to deliver that baby, you may need to remove some fibroids that are blocking access to the baby. And in that process, a lot of bleeding happens. So every person who is caring for pregnant women with fibroids must prepare for that delivery must prepare for that challenge, the challenges that accompany fibroids, as well as the woman herself has to prepare for the challenges. The husband and those that love her have to prepare for the challenges. I thank God for the book, Correct Information About Fibroids. This book is aimed at bringing out to the fore the issues around fibroids, around fibroids that accompany pregnancy. We also have a booklet, Pregnancy-Related Challenges of Fibroids. One can do well to assess these materials to help you have an understanding of the challenges that fibroids can give to a pregnant woman and how we can successfully prepare to have a safe childbirth in spite or despite the presence of fibroids in the uterus along with the baby. So we have the person that has this, the institution that is to deliver this woman must make sure that they inform the woman, must counsel this woman that there is need to prepare for cesarean section, especially for those of them that have fibroids in the lowest part of the womb, big fibroid that cannot allow normal vaginal birth. So they must inform the patient, inform the husband. Most times it's good to counsel the husband and the wife together, especially with their mentor. If they have a spiritual mentor or a neighbor, or a friend, or a relation whose opinion matter in their lives, such which will be part of the counseling session, whereby they are told the challenges that may arise, the excessive bleeding that may arise, which means that blood should be available. Also that there may be the possibility of a cesarean section, which means that money should be available as for the eventuality of that operation to take place. But for those who are being paid for by companies, organizations, of course, the organization should be aware that this particular case may end up in a cesarean section, which requires. And then there must be the presence of a skilled surgeon who will take care of this woman. A woman that has fibroids, the surgeon must be aware that the case is coming up. Or if the woman came as an emergency, the surgeons should be informed of the case and be available to make sure that the woman has. And then the place where she will reach sub-antenatal care should be a place with a comprehensive emergency obstetric care facilities and personnel. A place where blood transfusion can take place. A place where you have an anesthetist, you have assistants to surgeons, assistant to anesthetists, theater nurses, you have the midwives, you have the requisite equipment for an uneventful myomectomy, uneventful cesarean section, as the case may be. So the institution, the woman with fibroid, one of the ways to prepare for a safe delivery for women with fibroid is that they must make themselves available in a hospital with comprehensive emergency obstetric care facilities and personnel. And then the hospital also should have the requisite manpower and the requisite materials, the requisite drugs. Oxytocin should be available, dometrin should be available, misoprostol or cytotec should be available. All the drugs that are used to arrest bleeding should be available. Normal saline should be available. Blood should be sourced for that surgery. So it's not something that people just they don't prepare at all. They just appear in labor with fibroids. That can mean an end to life because it could be a calamity. The woman can bleed to death. Some of them actually bleed a lot. And a whole lot of things, baby can die and so on. Sometimes it's difficult to bring the baby out with the fibroids in situ. So in an attempt to remove the fibroids, there could be a lot of bleeding. And so there must be preparation. The part of the organization or the hospital that take care, like in several specialist hospitals, what we do is we make sure that blood is available. we make sure that these women have their cesarean section as an elective case, a planned cesarean section. It's not something that comes as an emergency. A planned cesarean section, the senior surgeons are available, and blood is available, antibiotics are available to make sure that the woman comes out alive and well. We had a case where a woman had a 5.2 kg fibroid that was attached to the fundus of the uterus, and also had a baby in situ. So it was a difficult decision. We needed to manage that pregnancy. We managed the pregnancy successfully until that baby was matured. So at maturity, we fixed a date for surgery. And the huge mass, funny enough, the mass was attached to the uterus, but also was attached to the anterior abdominal wall, was also attached to the omentum. And in an attempt to remove the omentum, that is to separate or dissect the omentum out of the way, dissect the anterior abdominal out of the way, there was a lot of bleeding. And we successfully did that, clamped the vessels, ligated the vessels, and then went ahead to remove the fibroid. And we oversaw the stump, that is the pedicle, and successfully stopped bleeding. We were able to deliver the baby successfully, and that baby came out alive and well, and the woman is doing very fine after the procedure. But there was a whole lot of planning, a whole lot of preparation. Even on the part of it, we made sure that her hemoglobin level was above 11 grams per cent. That is part of the preparation, is that you must make sure that that woman's hemoglobin status is more than 11 grams per cent. That means the woman should not go into labor or go into surgery anemic. So we made sure that the woman hemoglobin was high. We gave her, hematinics throughout the pregnancy and monitored the hemoglobin level. And we had 4 pints of blood available, which we transfused, and that saved the day. So, and then on the part of the woman herself, she also should have in mind that operation will take place, and also have in mind that delivery can be tumultuous, that bleeding can be a factor, and so prepare her mind and prepare resources to make sure blood is available, make sure money is paid for the surgery and the rest of them. And then it is not something that, because there are a lot of distractions, it's not a case for unskilled childbirth attendants. It's not a case for people that are not surgeons. It's not a case for people that are not obstetricians. This is a matter that must be handled by those who are trained to handle them. So the other challenge can be those women that have fibroid. They were able to deliver vaginally. The challenge can be that she will start bleeding abnormally because placenta refused to come out. Some of them have this problem we call placenta crater. Placenta is morbidly adherent to the wall of the uterus, because for those of them that have submucous fibroids, the inner lining of the womb is undulating. It's not smooth. It's not regular. Sometimes they have subcentrate lobes or placental lobes that are separated from each other. Placenta is supposed to be homogeneous, supposed to be come out intact, round and all that. But some of them, because of the irregularity inside the endometrial cavity, inside the womb, the placenta is separated. Not just one placenta. You may have more than one placenta, or a placenta lobe separate from the major placenta. So you must make sure that the placenta is delivered intact. All aspects of the placenta and the membranes are delivered intact. And then that shows that when you deliver the placenta must be examined to know whether this placenta is complete or not complete. And you must put on a cannula, insert a cannula in the woman's vein, and deliver the third stage of labor must be active. It's not something you passive, waiting or anticipation for the placenta to separate. You must actively give echometrain. When the womb contracts, you must deliver that placenta by God-controlled traction. And if you fail to deliver, you can do a manual removal of the placenta and also set up an oxytocin drip to make sure that the womb remains contracted, and give her cytotech, sublingual cytotech, or anal cytotech or rectal cytotech to make sure that the womb is contracted, blood loss is minimal. Otherwise, you can have torrential bleeding and the woman can still die even though she delivered vaginally with fibroids. So we must prepare for fibroid. Both those who are working in the hospital and the people, the women concerned, must prepare for fibroids for safe delivery. Otherwise, safe delivery may be a mirage. But if we prepare adequately and do the right things, we'll have safe delivery, even in spite of fibroids. You are blessed for listening to us. Follow us and identify with us in YouTube channel, Safe Delivery channel YouTube. Click the notification bell and like and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and see us again, view us again next week. We are blessed.